Now, there are more skeletons tumbling out of the cupboard of whistleblower Christopher Wylie. Deposing before a UK parliamentary committee, Wylie has made some fresh revelations about his company's links to India. WION has accessed Wylie's 122-page deposition in which he disclosed that Cambridge Analytica's parent company, SCL, had been hired to conduct in-depth research into quote-unquote honour killings in India's states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. The question we are asking is this: who hired SCL? For now, Wylie is not telling us. It is no secret that self-styled village councils in these states frequently issue tyrannical diktats on inter-caste and inter-religion marriages. Many have ended in terrible bloodshed. But who invited a foreign company like SCL to roam the states and quote-unquote propose interventions to stop the so-called honour killings? Let's take a closer look at when SCL was in those 4 Indian states and who was in power at that point in time. According to this deposition, Cambridge Analytica's parent company SCL researched honour killings in India from 2009 to 2010, specifically in the states of Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. More than 1,000 people were killed in these killings all over India. The overwhelming majority was from these 4 states. Now here's the thing. 2 of these states were then ruled by the Congress party, and of course, it was also the Congress-led UPA coalition in power at the centre in New Delhi. So what exactly were SCL researchers doing in these states and how did they go about doing their job? Christopher Wylie of Cambridge Analytica deposed, and I quote, SCL helped its client better understand the often convoluted and secretive culture surrounding honour killings. SCL analysed the issue via problem space mapping, and on that foundation proposed a number of interventions to stop honour killings. Now, we know from the whistleblower Wylie's earlier disclosures that Cambridge Analytica had India's Congress party on its list of clients. We even saw a poster of the Congress party symbol, the hand, on the wall behind Wylie on our screens. The Congress has denied that earlier claim. In its latest deposition, Wylie has not disclosed whether the study on honour killings was also commissioned by the Congress party or indeed who the client was. Let's take a closer look at SCL's procedure in India then. SCL's work was spread across 4 states, suggesting that its client could have been a federal agency. Wylie also deposed, saying that SCL often found the local authorities sympathetic to the evil practice of honour killing. This virtually proves that SCL interacted with various organs of the state government and that the latter was obviously aware of SCL's study. The questions we are asking on WION is this: of the state governments of the time, also the Congress party which was at the centre, and these are the questions: who was SCL's client? Was it the Congress party that commissioned the study? If so, why on earth would the Congress party, India's oldest political party, need a foreign analytics firm to make recommendations on an essentially domestic Indian problem? Let's assume that the Congress party was not the client for a moment. Then it could only have been a foreign government or a foreign NGO or a foreign rights group, in which case the ruling Congress would have definitely known, it should have known, it was in power. Why did they allow them to conduct this study, and were any of these so-called recommendations then really implemented later? Clearly, we haven't heard the last of this. A few more rattling bones could well tumble out of that closet in the coming days. As they say, watch this space. The Wylie papers detail the work undertaken by the company in various other countries, and we went through that 122-page report to pick the highlights for you. Starting with the US, Wylie submitted emails that detailed the kind of work done by Cambridge Analytica during the American presidential election. His submission includes details about several business contracts, scores of emails and legal opinion. Documents show that Cambridge Analytica's parent firm was in touch with a Canadian company. This company had set up an app. What did the app do? It built psychological profiles of people, and this was partly based on data from Facebook. These psychological profiles were then used to create personality clusters, meaning clubbing people with similar ideas and personalities together. This makes target voter segments. These segments were approached in various American states, and this information was shared with John Bolton's PAC. SCL paid a Canadian firm $200,000 for harvesting data from Facebook and other social media platforms. Another document shows that SCL paid $500,000 to a third party to create a platform it could use to target American voters in 2014. It's been going on for a while, evidently. Another startling revelation is that in 2012, British military psychological warfare unit paid Cambridge Analytica to train its staff on how to assess the effectiveness of psychological operations. And this data mining firm helped British psychological operations in various places, including conflict zones like Libya and Afghanistan. The released documents also detail how Aggregate IQ, which is the Canadian firm employed during US elections, was active in Trinidad and Tobago. It was instrumental in a political campaign in that island nation. Clearly, Cambridge Analytica has spread its tentacles far and wide. India is not the only country in the subcontinent as well where Cambridge Analytica conducted their projects. In the 122-page document, there is also mention of Pakistan and the work done by this data mining company there. Christopher Wylie told British lawmakers that Cambridge Analytica carried out anti-jihadist projects in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. In 2009, the parent company SCL carried out behavioral research in the federally administered tribal areas of Fatah region of Pakistan and 2 locations in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Wylie said, and I'm quoting, "The primary aim was to understand ways to reduce behaviors associated with support for recruitment into violent jihadist and militant Islamist groups. Based on these findings, the SCL recommended a strategy that included the empowerment of older women, educational campaigns focusing on the utilization of local welfare groups, and increased opportunities for locals, specifically targeted at youth and promotion of local heroes." But before undertaking this project in Pakistan, in 2007, SCL had studied the recruitment and support of violent jihadism in the Indian states of Kerala, West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, Assam, and Uttar Pradesh. Some say that this is just a PR exercise, that Cambridge Analytica is trying to win some brownie points by saying that it also did some good work to help society in general. But let's take a look now at your contribution to this scandal. After all, it is your data that has sparked such a storm. It couldn't have happened without you. Remember all those surveys and market research questionnaires that you filled without giving them a second thought. That's when you shared your data willingly. So can you blame big data companies alone for this mess? Turns out you can, because you shared data on one platform. What these companies did with it, how they used it, even sold it, was definitely ethically wrong. Cambridge Analytica has no qualms in admitting that they gather data to drive political campaigns and enhance marketing for commercial brands. Had it not been for Christopher Wylie, we would have had no idea about the measures used to harvest data and misuse it. But does that mean the government of Britain, the UK government, was not in the know about the firm's transgressions? We ask this because the company is based in the UK. Cambridge Analytica has worked on multiple projects in countries spanning from Mexico to South Sudan. Some studies were undertaken for individual entities, while some for governments to ensure better governance. Unless a said government is using such data firms' research to manipulate an election process, something that is sacrosanct to the idea of democracy, there is no cause for concern. Having said that, these data companies cannot be given a free hand either. Whether their work is with or without the consent of respective governments, there is definitely a need to regulate these companies and prevent them from playing Big Brother. This, of course, is work in progress.